Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. Welcome to this episode of Am I the Asshole? Our first one is from Zealous Ideal Pin 5826. Am I the asshole for excluding my parents' throuple partner from my wedding? I, 27 female, was raised by my maternal grandparents. My parents, male 46, female 56, are free spirits that didn't want to settle down and raise a child. Whatever, I saw them every few months when they would come by. Eventually they stopped coming. I didn't miss them. My grandmother and grandfather were my parents. I am getting married in March and my invitations have all gone out. I invited my parents as guests. They are not part of the wedding or anything like that. I wasn't going to invite them, but my grandfather asked me to please let my bio mom be a part of my day. About a week ago, I spoke with my bio dad. He wants a +1 on their invitation. I've not seen him in years, so I thought maybe they had another kid and hadn't mentioned it. Nope. Apparently him and my mother have a man in his 30s that is part of their relationship. While neither myself or my fiancé are particularly religious, and I have no objections to polygamous relationships in general, I would prefer not to have to deal with that at my wedding. I told him that he and my mother were invited as a courtesy and that they had no parental privileges for me to consider. He said that excluding their partner was mean and that he wouldn't have left me with my grandparents if he knew they were going to raise me to be prejudiced. I have spoken with my grandparents about this, both sets. Nobody knew anything about this, so it seems that they were going to use my wedding to introduce this guy to the families. I called him back and was very firm. I told him that I have spoken with my wedding coordinator and made sure that no uninvited guests come to my wedding. Since we are having the reception at a resort hotel in my city, they have security. I also spoke with the manager and explained that I might have uninvited guests trying to get into my wedding reception. He said that security would escort anyone like that off the property and call the cops if needed. All of this was relayed to my parents. Now they're complaining to everyone. I'm dealing with it by telling everyone who calls me to fight for them exactly why I am excluding the person they want to bring. I just talked to my mother and she screamed at me for telling people her private business. Am I the asshole? Edit. Adding in that all my guests get a +1 unless I invited them as a couple or as a family. You're definitely not the asshole in this situation. I mean, your bio parents just kinda left you. They're not even really a big part of your life, so I don't understand how they think they can come in and dictate how your special day in your life should go. They should be grateful that you invited them. This next one is by The Bathroom Expose. Am I the asshole for exposing my coworkers' bathroom habits? I, 25 female, work at a smaller company of about 15 people. I get along with pretty much everyone with the exception of someone we'll call Alexis, 40 female. Alexis is very socially conservative and I am not. I do my best to not talk about things I know will cause an argument, but they sometimes happen anyway. One time I used the bathroom right after the cleaning crew finished cleaning it and didn't bother putting the toilet seat down because I was just going to squat to pee. I washed my hands and when I exited, I bumped straight into Alexis. I apologized and went on with my day. For the next 2 weeks, I thought Alexis was being particularly sanctimonious, but I didn't say anything as it wasn't too out of character. The subject of women's sports came up during lunch and she made a snide comment along the lines of, "People like OP ruin them for everyone else." I'm immediately confused. I've never been athletically inclined at any age, so ask, do you mean tall people? "No, women that are still biologically men," she says with a glare. At the time, this came out of left field. I am a cisgender woman. While I am still a tomboy in my interests, I am very physically feminine presenting. I said, okay, 1, there's nothing wrong with being transgender. 2, I am not transgender. Why would you even say that? You can't fool me. I saw you come out of the bathroom and the toilet seat was up. I stared in disbelief as she seemed convinced that this was the biggest gotcha moment. She couldn't even hide her smug smile. I squatted Alexis. The energy of the room was getting very awkward, so I decided to make a joke. Are you telling me that you park your bare ass on the toilet seat in public restrooms? She turned bright red. Apparently she did, because she started muttering something about not being weird before bursting into tears and leaving the room. My coworkers think it was rude of me to expose her like that, but I didn't think I did anything wrong for trying to defuse a situation she put herself in. Am I the asshole? Edit, I'd like to address a few things. 1, a lot of you mentioned going to HR. I wasn't going to because I thought I would get in trouble too, but if I had been trans, this story could have ended very differently. I'm going to arrange a meeting. 2, I hear you all loud and clear about squatting versus sitting. Unfortunately, I was diagnosed with OCD in the height of the pandemic, and many of my delusions are centered around germs and contamination. I'm gonna work on that, but sitting may not be in my future. At the very least, I'm going to look into pelvic floor exercises so I don't end up incontinent at 40. 3, a lot of you think this is fake, and considering that the majority of shit on Reddit never happened, I don't blame you. I was a professional fiction writer for a while, and I try to make what I write at least a little bit interesting to read, so my style may be throwing you off. If I did make this up, I probably would have had at least one coworker in solidarity with me. I don't know, maybe I did volleyball in high school? I'm a very lame protagonist. The sad thing is, I've realized after graduating high school many years ago and just being in the adult world, a lot of people just never grow up. The whole giving people shit, trying to be the cool kid, it goes into adulthood for some of these people, and I don't know if they can turn it off or not. I don't think you're the asshole at all though for basically standing up for yourself and standing your ground and just flipping the situation on someone that started it. And our final one is from Spirited Boat 6380. Am I the asshole for making my parents choose between my sister going to jail or replacing my car with their vacation money? I, female 17, live with my parents. I have an older sister, 29, that they had when they were super young. Like, I think my mom was 19 and my dad was 18. They did not do a great job with her, and she has a lot of problems. She is chronically unemployed, and she is a thief. She has 2 kids that are okay. They live with us as well because her boyfriend didn't want them around. I like the kids, but they are spoiled little brats my parents dote on to make up for being shitty parents to their mom. My parents won't let me put a lock on my door because it is their house and they don't want that. No problem. I talked to the kids and explained about what would happen if they came into my room without permission. We have an understanding. Well, my sister broke up with her boyfriend and she needed a place to stay. I begged my parents not to let her stay with us. They declined, so I begged again for a lock for my door. No dice. I have to go to school, so I can't guard my stuff at all times. When I came home on Friday, I found my car absolutely trashed and the side of it destroyed. My sister had gone into my room, found my spare key, and taken my car, then lost control on the ice after a day of eating crap and tossing fast food wrappers everywhere. She sideswiped a tree. When I saw my car, I was livid. I told my parents that I expected her to pay to fix it. They said she didn't have any money, so I said I would call my grandparents. They had helped me get the car and insurance. After talking with my grandfather, I came back to talk to my parents. I said that the insurance would cover fixing or replacing my car depending on the damage, but that I would have to file a police report. and that my sister would probably be charged for stealing my car. They begged me to tell the insurance that she had permission. I said nope. So rather than go through the insurance, they are replacing my car, but they are using the money that they had set aside to take me and my nieces to Orlando next summer for my graduation. It's fine, I could do without seeing Disney World again, but my parents, sister, and nieces are upset with me and saying that I'm the asshole for denying my nieces the opportunity to go on a vacation that they have never had. I just asked them if a lock for my door would have been cheaper. Am I the asshole? Edit. Hey, I just got home from school. There's a deadbolt on my bedroom door, and my mom gave me a key. She says that she's keeping the other one for emergencies, and I agreed as long as it was only for emergencies. In my eyes, you're definitely not the asshole. You went above and beyond trying to ask your parents repeatedly to be able to have a lock on your door. It's not your fault that your sister decided to help herself to your vehicle and then end up wrecking it on top of it. You shouldn't be responsible for that. Alright, that's enough stories for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Am I the Asshole? If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.